stuck on figuring out what to do first to actually start your coaching business, or maybe you feel like the market's already really oversaturated and you're unsure how to stand out and actually get clients online, well, then in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my best tips for actually starting your coaching business and then how to reach 10K months as soon as possible in 2022. So if you're a coach or you're a course creator and you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified every single time I upload new videos on how to use social media to actually attract clients consistently for your coaching business. Okay? So in today's video though, I'm going to be sharing with you actually my best tips on how I actually hit 70K months with my own coaching business, as well as I've actually helped over 150 women be able to consistently attract clients online in their coaching business. Okay, so I'm super excited to share these tips with you today, and I hope they're super helpful for you. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm calling my 7-step system to hit 10K months as soon as possible. All right, so step number 1 is actually going to be about picking a niche. So whenever you're picking a niche, you don't want to think, oh, I'm just an accountability coach, or I'm a life coach, or I'm a nutrition coach, or maybe even you have a background in business and you're a business coach, right? Instead of being broad and kind of broad niche, like for instance, if you're a nutrition coach saying, oh, I help people get healthy, or let's say if you're a life coach saying, I help people get their life back on track, that might actually be too broad when you're very first starting to be able to attract clients. Okay, so instead, what you want to do is go in a sub niche within that niche. So for instance, let's say you're a nutrition coach, right? Instead of just saying, I help people get healthy, instead say, you know, maybe you're interested in helping women overcome binge eating. You're going to have a much easier time on actually being able to attract clients within that niche. Okay? Or let's say you're a business coach. Instead of saying, oh, I help like all different types of businesses do businessy things, right? What even does that mean? Let's say you are an expert at SEO. For instance, okay, really marketing your business to a specific type of business and then saying you help that kind of business be able to use SEO to get more clients, you're going to be able to get a whole lot more clients a lot faster when you do that. Now, your second step is you want to go about crafting an irresistible offer for that specific niche that you've chosen. Okay, so what you don't want to think here is, now I have to spend a year. Let's say, for instance, you're thinking, I want to build an online course. Now I have to spend a year building an online course. Or I really need to make sure that I know way more about my niche, even though I've been working with people, to actually be able to coach people. Don't do that, right? Instead, what you want to think about whenever you're creating an irresistible offer for that niche is you want to map out kind of from where they are currently to their desired situation. Right? What you want to do is go ahead, take a sheet of paper, and then map out, just like write out a list at first, like just brain dump a list of everything that people need to know in order to get from their current situation to their desired situation. Then once you've done that, actually group that list into different categories. Like, let's say, for instance, you're a life coach and you help people with organization, and then another part of their life is getting more into like an exercise routine, kind of grouping it into subcategories. After you've done that, what you want to then do is put it in the order that's going to be best to actually have them achieve the desired outcome, right? So instead of thinking you have to create all of this now, we really just want to have an outline at this point. Why do I say that you want to have an outline instead of spending like 6 months to a year fully building out some sort of an online course, or feeling like you have to put together a ton of spreadsheets and worksheets to be able to even work one-to-one with clients, okay? Why do I say that? Because so many course creators and coaches, what they do, and this is a huge mistake, what they do is they spend all that time creating a product that people don't even want, So the only way we're going to know if that niche finds your offer irresistible is if you're able to sell it, right? You want to actually be able to sell it. And people will vote on your product with their dollars. Meaning if you get clients and people are paying for it, that's an irresistible offer. If you can't get clients, then we need to go back to the drawing board, right? Because the niche we picked and how we crafted an offer for them might not be correct, right? But with that in mind, right, selling actually before creating, then I'll tell you what to do next after that. But selling before creating is really the best way to go, because you'll know if your offer is something that people want, and then you'll be able to, in live time, actually perfect the offer to be something that gets people really great results. But this actually brings me into my third point. So now what you want to do is you actually want to actively go out there, reach out to people, and get some of your first clients within your niche, right? Because once you do this and people pay and they like actually buy the thing, then they're expressing to you their desire for it with their money, right? So how do we go about getting those first clients for our coaching program? Okay, what you want to do is pick a social media channel. Maybe you already have an Instagram or a Facebook group, or let's say you even have an email list, which isn't a social media platform. But any social media platform that you already have an audience on, that's the largest, we're going to pick that one. Okay, if you don't have any kind of audience and you're starting from absolute ground zero, it's 100% fine. Had clients get clients when they started from absolute ground zeros and had like no social media, no website, no offer, nothing. So you're fine, right? But pick one to concentrate on, because we don't want to overwhelm ourselves when we're at those very first beginning stages. So really what you want to do is, after you've picked a platform, let's say it's Instagram, one of my biggest traffic sources, so where I actually get a lot of my clients is from Instagram, right? You want to pick Instagram and you want to go all in on what is going to allow you to get clients, okay? So when it comes to, let's say, Instagram, really what you need to have is a content strategy, and then you need to have like a DM or building relationships with people strategy. These pair together, which is more the front end of what people see and the back end of what maybe people don't see as much, and having a really solid strategy there is what is going to allow you to get clients, right? But really speaking to your audience, going in, saying, hey, I have this offer, and actually directly talking about how it can help them on that platform will allow you to maybe get those first clients, speaking to them in the DMs even, and like seeing what kind of problems they have. And then after we've come from, hey, we have our traffic source, maybe that's Instagram, then we move to the second phase, which is that content and DM strategy. Then we're going to move people towards a call. And once we're on that call, you're going to sell this coaching offer before you've built it. And after you've done that and you're getting clients in it, then it's proven, right? And you have an irresistible offer. Now, step number 4, right, of this whole 7-step system. Right? Step number 4. This is where I actually want to split into 2 categories. So you want to categorize yourself here. Are you a coach where you've actually worked with people one-to-one previously, and you've worked with people and you have some experience? Okay? If that's you, all right, we are going to transition you into the group coaching and online course model, which will allow you to be able to scale your business. Now, let's say you're somebody that you're starting like from ground zero, you haven't really coached anyone yet. We are going to transition you into the one-to-one coach model, okay? So that first group that I talked about, where we're going to transition to maybe more of a group coaching model or a online course. Really what you want to do, regardless, honestly, whichever way you go, is that you want to teach this program live. Meaning a week before you set your start date to launch your program, right? What you want to do is create the first week of slides. So go ahead, create and map out, hey, my first week of material, which really, if you think about it, your course curriculum should be anywhere from 6 weeks to 12 weeks with helping people get to their desired situation, right? A week before the start date, what you want to do is you want to actually go ahead and create the content for that first week and then teach it live with your clients. Now, why do I say we do this instead of the other thing? Because here's where, when you're working with that group, or let's say, and you're going to be transitioning to more of a group coaching evergreen online course model eventually, but when you're teaching it live with that group for the first time, what it's going to allow you to do is hear actual client questions, add in additional things that you didn't think of. Maybe you find out, hey, I actually don't even need this one worksheet. Maybe I need a different type of worksheet here that's going to help people achieve better results. And it's not so set in stone. So you can actually improve it and make it way better, make the product way better than it would have been without that kind of client feedback, right? And then what you do is you just stay 1 week ahead of the course curriculum. And then what we'll do, and we'll talk about later, is how to then transition that into the online course, which is more of an evergreen model. It's going to give you a lot of time back, right? It's going to give you a lot of time back while, you know, you're able to actually scale even past 10K months very easily with that model. Now, let's say you're just starting out, right? And you're like, well, Natalie, you know, I haven't worked with clients before. You want to work with people one-to-one. Work with at least 3 people one-to-one before transitioning into that other model that I just talked about, which is where you sell a bunch at the beginning, and then what you do is you like create week 1, week before, and go into that. What you want to do is you really want to work with 3 one-to-one people, okay? And what you want to do is, again, before you start working with that person one-to-one, you want to map out week 1. You're going to be able to work with them individually. You're going to hear back from them individually on what they need, right? And be able to really help them achieve their desired outcome in real live time, rather than making something and maybe it doesn't even work for the client. Whereas if you're a new coach and you go straight to online course, you could have created something that A, doesn't get clients results, or B, you had a hard time selling. So this takes me into step number 5. So I was kind of talking about step number 5 simultaneously while I was talking about step number 4. But with step number 5, this is where we're going to actually create more of the online course material that's more set in stone until you redo and kind of rework the entire program eventually, right? I really don't think that you need to redo an online course after you've worked with it and you've seen that it helps people get proven results. I would recommend 1.5 to 2 years. That content should be good. After that amount of time, you definitely should do a refresher, right, to make the content better. You can always create what I like to call patches, right, where let's say there's a part of your program that you think, hey, I need to add this in because I think it'll help people get better results by adding this in. Okay, also realize, here's the thing, is that the shortest way to people's desired outcome is best. Overloading people with material is not best. They won't even get through all of it. They will feel overwhelmed. So whenever you're creating this material and you're really working through, okay, I had the outline, then I moved into more of the live coaching model, and now I'm moving into more of an online course. What you want to think of is, what is the shortest distance to get the person the desired outcome, right? While still handling different problems that maybe some of those clients had along the way. If you do that, what it'll do is it'll set you up for success and your clients up for success, because they're not going to be super overwhelmed. They're going to get through the material and are going to reach their desired goal a whole lot faster. Step number 6, what you want to do is build out what I like to call your overall marketing ecosystem. So this is what I call it with my students, is that really when it comes to getting clients, it's not one thing. It's actually a marketing ecosystem that works in conjunction with one another that allows you to get clients consistently. Really what you want to think about here is you need to have something that is more of a long-term organic strategy. I really love organic because I think it allows you to make to create more of a lean business model, whereas ads can be very expensive along with a team, right? So at this moment, I've run ads in the past, everybody. At this moment, I'm very pro-organic. Right? So what you want to think about is, hey, what is more of my long-term organic strategy and what is more of my short-term organic strategy? You want to have both, right? Long-term organic strategy, that's going to be more a podcast, YouTube, more of that long-form content, right? This is super important, and I'm going to tell you like a brief little story as to why, right? So this year, back in October and November, I was not able to work whatsoever because I had this weird thing happen with my health. I ended up in the hospital for like close to 2 months. I had to have 4 surgeries. I'm doing good now, right? But it was like a whole lot, and I wasn't able to work. Yet I was still getting clients even though I wasn't doing a lot. I had a team, right? But as far as like putting out new content, I wasn't making any new content. Yet I was consistently having people come from YouTube and actually reach out to my team who was managing my Instagram at the time, wanting to know about working with us, right? So what does that mean? Long term, it will take longer for you to get clients from that platform, but after you've put in that work with that platform, it will pay you dividends, right? I haven't at that time, I hadn't even posted YouTube videos for probably 6 months at that time. And yet I was still getting people reaching out to me. YouTube's pretty good. Have a long-term organic platform, okay? I currently have YouTube, and then I also do a podcast as well, right? Don't do too many things at once though. Again, don't overwhelm yourself. Remember, when it comes to being successful, think about what you can commit to and then commit fully. Now, second thing, short-term organic strategy. This is things like Instagram, Facebook. This is having a really, systemized way of turning strangers into paid clients in a very short period of time via one of those platforms, right? For me, I really love Instagram, okay? Since I first started, I've gotten those clients from Instagram, and that's because of 2 things. Like I said earlier, having a really solid content strategy, as well as having a DM strategy where I both actually reach out to my followers and my followers reach out to me with questions as well. And then understanding how to build trust with those people and turn them into sales calls, right? And once you're able to do that, you got a system, clients coming in, right? And you have something that's just building over time via search that you don't actually, after you create the videos, you don't have to touch, and they just keep growing, right? Which is awesome. Now, I know a big challenge for a lot of people is actually posting consistent content on a platform like Instagram, YouTube, podcasts, whatever it may be. It's really difficult sometimes to think of enough content ideas. Well, that's why I've actually created a little cheat sheet for you all to be able to create 30 days worth of content in just like 60 minutes, okay? And I'm gonna give this to you absolutely 100% free. All you have to do is go follow me on Instagram. Okay, my handle is Natalie Santa Rosa. Go follow me there and then send me a DM that says content guide. That's all you have to actually DM me is the words content guide. After you do that, I will send it your way. Now we've come to the 7th step. We are almost done with this video, right? What's the 7th step? You want to build out a team. You don't want to do what I did last year, which what I did last year is I was actually running like a $50K a month business, and it was basically me, right? And I was really exhausted, really tired, working all the time. And it started to, even though I loved what I did, it started to kind of suck the fun out of it because I was like, I'm so tired and I have to like work literally all the time to make this amount of money, right? You want to build a team, okay? You want to build a team. You want to have someone that is helping you with managing your DMs after you get to a certain size. You want to be able to also hire someone who's on sales calls for you. I also have a community success manager. If you want to know the community success manager's name, her name's actually Una of Grow Your Impact currently, and she's awesome, right? Someone that's going to help you with your client success. And really then different things like, for instance, this YouTube video. I didn't edit this video. Okay, different things that are going to make your life easier. You want to go about and actually build out that team so that you can focus on the highest revenue generating activities that are in your business. Now, for me, the best thing that I'm really great at is creating amazing content and then working on actually helping clients with their results and making the product, which is Grow Your Impact, which is more of my roadmap for helping clients hit 10K months and even beyond. We have clients that hit like 40K months, right, with their coaching business. Working on creating that product to make it even better for our clients, right? And that's kind of what I focus on because that's my most highly revenue generating activities for me. All else, I actually delegate to other people, okay? So everyone, I hope this video was helpful for you today. And again, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to be notified for future videos.